Là-bas, là-bas. Là-bas, tu es parti sans moi, tu m'attends, mais je ne viens pas, même la mort ne veut pas de moi. Quand je prie, elle ne m'écoute pas, je t'oublie, même si je ne veux pas, et j'essaye de tout mon cœur, et j'essaye de toute mon âme là-bas.
Good afternoon, lords and ladies. DJ CraigE, alive with my amazing co-host, Ming, Xiao, Neapolitan, woo woo woo, and we have a special guest today. Ming, would you like to introduce our special guest?
Yes, we have the amazing French songwriter, live singer, Paris Obscur. Very honored to have him here today.
Hello, I'm happy to be here with you both tonight too, today, tonight for me, today for you.
Hello.
Hello.
So, I'll just give the folks in the community a little brief synopsis, a biography from your website. A little piece of his interesting background and biography from his website. Paris Obscur is a French songwriter and live artist, singing mostly his own songs in English. His genre can be described as dark, romantic music. This astonishing performer will keep you hung upon his lips with his modern times fairy tales, triggering strong emotions and contrasted feelings for your greatest delight. Childhood dreams, love, melancholy, freedom, life, and death are some of his favorite topics. All his songs are linked, forming a complex and suspenseful story that you will like to explore in its smallest details. It sounds very romantic, charming, enchanting. So, Paris, are you ready for our first question for you?
Yes, of course, I am. Please.
Okay. And also, I know lots of the community know you because you have performed for the Progeny community on numerous occasions.
Indeed,
so I know
indeed.
you have a big fan base there. So, how did you get started writing music?
Well, you know, I started playing the piano at the age of 6. Yes, that was 6. I was a little boy and, well, you know, the teacher wanted me to play others' music and I didn't want to. I wanted to write my own music. Yeah, even when I was a little boy, it was logical for me to use music as a way to express myself. So how did I get started writing music? I would say at a very, very, very early age. And then I had a long break I played the piano from 6 to 12, and then a long break during 6 years where I mostly played basketball, football, well, soccer for you Americans. We say football in France. Yeah. Real football, not fake football. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
So I played, I made a lot of sport, and then when I was around 18, I came back to music, but not with the piano, but with the drums this time. And then, thanks to the drums, I came back to the piano too, and the guitar and the bass. And I didn't like much the guitar and I like the bass, not so much the guitar. And then I went on with the piano, writing music from, 2018, 19, 20, I don't remember exactly, but from the first years of my adulthood.
Wow, that's impressive. A lot of musical instruments that you played. I used to play the violin, piano, and drums, but I don't think I was very good at the drums. It's actually very hard to do the drums. I know people think it looks easy, but it's
the
not.
drums is easy. That's easy to play.
Oh, see? Oh, only for me then. Well, okay, so... Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I just wanted to say that violin is much more complicated than drums. Violin sounds great, but it's really hard.
It is, definitely. It's a hard instrument. So how is it that you came to perform here in the Second Life realm? Because it's very interesting that you have a career in the real realm, and then you come to Second Life, and we're very blessed to be able to, hear your music. So how did you come to get into that, performing here?
Well, I am feeling very blessed to have met so many amazing people here in Second Life, and so many great loyal fans who follow me till hell if they need to. I started writing music seriously, just like I said, when I was 18, 19, 20. And I'm a very confident man in life, except about music. It took me literally years to just dare letting others listen to the music I was creating. And then I met a man who became a very close friend, who has been very important because he encouraged me to spread my music and go on writing music. And my name is an homage to him, Paris Obscur, because we have some stories that I will not tell here about what we did in Paris. Amazing moments.
What you did last summer in Paris, right?
I've got to keep some mystery,
Of course.
And then, so he encouraged me a lot, and then it took years until I started recording my voice, because, and I want to tell this to all the people who can listen to us right now, I had some awful pitch problems, some awful pitch issues. I was singing very badly, actually, very, very, very badly. And it was an obstacle for me. And I recorded once a song, my first bit of song. It was in 2005, so 15 years ago. And it took me 5 years to just get used to my voice and tell myself, okay, this is not absolute crap. Perhaps, maybe, can I do something with my voice? And then I came to Second Life in 2007 for business reasons, because I was owning a small business back then. I stayed for the fun, and then I got a bit, we have all lived that. After a while, you get a bit fed up with the game, with Second Life, and I had. Yes, it happens to all the old avatars of Second Life, I think.
Yeah.
And so I almost left Second Life. And when I wanted to really, really, really try to be a singer and write my own songs this time, not just instrumental music, I remembered that there was a very active music scene in Second Life. So I just said, okay, I'm not sure if anyone will like what I do. I'm not sure if it's good or not. So let's give it a try in Second Life. After all, what is the risk? So I came back to Second Life and I met a woman, and she managed me. She started to manage me, and she helped me a lot to gain confidence. And then I started my first shows, and that was 8 years ago, I think. Yes.
Wow, that's a long time.
A long time, yes. 8 years ago. And that's how I began performing in Second Life.
Fantastic. Well, I think Craig has the next question for you.
Wow, I gotta say, that is quite the story. Yeah, wow.
I think CraigE has fallen asleep.
I'm not asleep, I'm here. Do you hear
No, not possible.
me? Do you hear me?
Not possible.
CraigE?
Well,
CraigE?
And it's a funny thing, I'm sitting there talking away. So tell me, that was a really riveting story, I must say, before I begin, but... So, in the vampire world, and in any world, are there any artists that inspire you or that you admire most?
Oh well, so many. Before considering myself as a musician, as a singer, as an artist, I'm first a music lover, a listener, and I love so many different artists. And when I got, if you ask me this question in 2 years, and if you had asked me that questions 2 years ago, I would probably have chosen different other artists. But right now, the one that is impressing me the most is Thom Yorke, the singer from Radiohead. And I think that
Nice.
Radiohead is just, for me, it's just the best music creation of the past 20 years.
Yeah.
I don't know who they are, but I will definitely Google that now.
And I even watched the movie Suspiria, the remake from the classic from Dario Argento, because I watched it just because Thom Yorke had written the music for this song, and the music is absolutely amazing, just like everything he does. If I had a jealous kind of personality, I think I would definitely be very, very jealous of Thom Yorke, because all he does, I'm just falling in love with all the music he creates. So that's my idol of the moment, and then of course many others. David Bowie, for example, is one I really, really adore.
I like David Bowie myself.
David Bowie, wow. I've seen him live once, and it was just one of the best live moments I've ever had in my life. It was just like... Yeah. Seriously, he was like a 20 years old man, and he was more than 50, 55 or 60. I don't remember, but he was not so young, and he had so much energy on stage. It was really pure amazement for me. And then, of course, I love Prince very, very, very much.
Rest in
Oh, yes.
peace.
Yeah. I was so sad when Bowie, when Prince, and I was about to quote Leonard Cohen also, and when they all died, I was really, wow, such a proof it was to see them all die in such a short time span.
Yeah, it's pretty tragic.
Yeah, and of course, one of perhaps the album that touched me the most in my life is the first album from the Velvet Underground.
Ooh, good album.
Good album. I think it's the best album of the universe in all dimensions.
Well,
it really stuns
I'm
me.
gonna have to download that again because I haven't heard that for a while. So.
Oh my god! I remember. I have a very bad memory, but I can very clearly remember I got hit literally when I listened to that album for the first time. I've listened to it, I don't know, 500, 1,000 times. Such songs like Heroin, for example. Wow. I had never ever heard such music in my life before, and I have never ever heard such music after that too. So that's the artists that inspire me, or that I admire.
Very good answers. Good artists.
Some of them are mine as well, I will say that. Alrighty, so to our next question. So, tell us about your new album and the shows you do here in Second Life. Very excited to hear about it.
Yes, thank you. So my new album is called Oppression. It's my third album, and actually this album should have been released 3 years ago, but sadly, real life interrupts way too much in my second life and in my Paris Obscur life. So I had other priorities, but then I finally released it. What I can say about it is that what I will say is totally anti-commercial, but I hate it. I hate that album right now. Just like I have hated all my albums when I have finished them. And it can seem weird, but you know, when you listen to, I have big albums, they are all longer than 1 hour. And when you have 15, 16, 17 songs and you have to listen to all songs very carefully and check each word, each drum hit, each piano hit, is it good, is it well balanced? And when you do that, it takes hours and hours and hours, and at the end, you're just disgusted. But, I think that my personal opinion, in 2-3 months, I will listen to it again slowly and tell me, oh, this song, this one is not too bad, and this one is good, perhaps. And I will start liking it again, like now I like my first 2 albums. What I can tell you about Oppression is that it's the first album where you have a rap song from me. Yes, I have written two rap songs, and one of them is on this album, Oppression. Is that I have made choices that I couldn't have done on the first 2 albums, like when I mixed some songs, I didn't place my voice as the loudest instrument, like I did for The Clown, like I did for Fix Me, like I did for You're My Overdose.
Okay.
Yes, that's because the instrumental part is so rich, I mean dense, that the voice is not necessarily the instrument that must be forward or the loudest. So that's what I did for the first time. And except that, no, I think it's a good album. I think it's a very good album, and the feedbacks I have so far are really good about this album. Some songs in French, 1 song in German, and the rest in English. And from going from pop to death metal, electronic music, everything you can like.
I love it. I love that song Oppression too. It's one of my favorite songs.
I'm gonna have to check out your rap skills. I can't wait.
Unless you want to do a little rap for us now, Paris, do you?
Oh, you know, no. I'm rap. I can't improvise rap. I don't have the flow. I wish I could, but sadly, no, it's out of range for me. But you know, my very first music love was rap music.
Really?
Yes.
Heck yeah.
It wasn't rock, it wasn't pop, it wasn't classical music, it was rap. And, you know, back then, my father was in the military and he was living in Germany. We were all living in Germany. And we there had access to the US Air Force bases. And so I could buy some American rap music that simply did not exist in France. And yeah, it was great. I love discovering this music that I had never heard before. So my first music love was rap. Yes.
And Craig, you can say hell because Paris already said it. So we're good.
Hell yeah, then.
There you go.
All right.
Okay, so well, I'm going to ask him something, please, before you finish up there with the fun questions. I always get the serious, hardcore ones. That's okay.
Here we go.
So you have a very large, loyal following here in the Second Life realm, Paris. So very large fan base. Is there anything that you would like to say to your fans here in the realm?
Yes, of course. I want to say them that I love them. Just simply that. Sometimes people think that because I have always a lot of people at my shows, I don't care if one comes or not, and it's wrong. I like to create a special relationship with each of my fans, each of the person who come to my shows. I pay a lot of attention to names of the people who come to my shows. So when I see your names twice or thrice or 4 times, just send an IM and say, hey, I've seen that you've come to my show a couple of times. I'm glad you like it. And then we start talking. And I've made some really, really great real life friends like that. People who have come to my real life house, and we've met a couple of times, and we had amazing moments together. And that's something that I really believe in. I just genuinely love people. And it's funny, I want to give you a scoop. A scoop? I don't know if that word exists in English. It's a French.
Yeah.
Yes, okay. Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, I have tried something. I have created an algorithm that would check for all my around 100 songs the words that I use the most. Do you want to know which ones?
Yes, we do.
Okay, so the word that is used the most in my songs lyrics is cry. 163 times. Cry, but then this one is funny, because then what we have is heart, love, cœur, which is the French word for heart, and smile. Isn't that funny?
It is.
Isn't that funny? Because many people tell me, not many, but some people come to my shows and tell me, blah blah blah, that's so dark, that's so sad and all. But no, it's not.
No.
It's not what I think. It's not what some other people think too. I explain it in a song in French. I talk about death because death, you have to know death to cherish life. If you don't, if you're not aware that you will die one day, you cannot live fully. And I like
so
to...
true.
Yes, I believe really in that. And if you want to live your life fully, you've got to be conscious that really conscious that one day it will just all be finished, over.
Yeah.
So I love my fans. I love meeting them. I love talking about them, and not just about me. I'm not very narcissistic, but I like to talk about, music in general, what they like, what they don't like, and just make friends. That's what I like. So perhaps this is why I have some people who come to my show. Also, I try to always be genuine, honest. If I'm feeling sad, I will sing sad songs. If I'm feeling glad, I will sing happy songs. If I want to get drunk, I will sing alcohol songs. If I want to make love, I will sing sexual songs. And I never prepare a playlist in advance. I like to sing what comes to my mind at the moment, and perhaps that's something else that makes people want to come to my show. I don't know, just ask them.
Well, I know today you dedicated that song to me about the French lady that likes to have people talk dirty to her.
Yes.
I enjoyed it. And I do notice that you greet everyone personally. You dedicate a lot of songs to people that come. I mean, you are a very personable person. And you put on a very good show. It is genuine.
You know when people, I don't accept requests. Many artists accept requests, but I don't accept requests because I don't want others to tell me what I sing. I want to be the one choosing. I want to be my own art director. But when I sing a song, I want to thank the people who come often to my shows. So I have a list. Yes, I have a list. I write names down. So, for example, for this song, for this show, I just had Berenice, Catherine, Artefan, Didi, Anna, Ava, BBL Babe, AD, Ming. I write the names down because I don't want to forget anyone, and it's my way to thank the loyal fans for always supporting me.
Well, thank you. I'm always honored to be at your show and receive a dedication.
Yes.
So thank you.
Always.
Craig's got a couple of songs before too, I remember.
Yes, of course.
So now Craig has some fun questions for you.
Yes, before we wrap this up, I thought, excuse me, we would have a few fun questions that I'm sure a lot of the PV players are kind of curious about. So, alright. First of all, what is your favorite vampire from lore? And also, what is your favorite vampire from the movies?
From the movies, well, when I talked with Ming before, I answered Buffy the Vampire.
Yeah, it's
and
so dark, that one, huh?
No, that's just something funny. Because, when I was a teenager, she was selling me dreams. Of course, she was Sarah Michelle Gellar. Oh my God, I was in love with her, just like all boys my age.
Yeah, I know. I watched that show too, bro.
Oh my God, she's so sexy. And of course, but that was just to have some fun. I think that I'm not sure if I rate vampire culture, but I can tell you that I loved the movie Interview with a Vampire, of course.
Oh, me too. That was
that's my
It's called Entretien avec un vampire en français, Interview with a Vampire. And when you see the cast of this movie, Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt, Kristen Dunst, Antonio Banderas, Christian Slater. Oh my God, seriously. Brad Pitt is a very annoying guy because he's so beautiful, and of course he's such an amazing actor.
Oh, for sure.
Well, not just that, but I bet you probably like the Vampire Theater too that is in Paris, right? Isn't that part of the movie? Some of the...
Yes. And so this movie is just crazy, amazing. I love it. Of course, I like Dracula, the original one, but this one is the one that marked me the most, branded me the most. Interview with a Vampire, and of course the music. Of course.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's awesome.
Wow. I'm really shocked. We're very alike. Okay.
This is why we're friends, CraigE.
I agree, my brother.
There you go. You heard it first, guys.
Now here it comes. What are your thoughts on the Progeny vampire system?
Well, I'm usually in Second Life. I'm usually in Second Life only for my shows. And when I mean the shows, it's the whole package. It means that I come 30 minutes before my shows, then I have a show, and then I spend a lot of time with my fans. And then I just poof and go back to real life. But I don't come to Second Life every day because, well, I have some strong real life priorities, a family, and, well, music, of course. I wanna create music and other activities. So I don't have much time to spend in Second Life. I know that I've been invited a couple of times to be a part of the Progeny family, Progeny system. And, well, it's appealing. I can't tell the contrary. It's very appealing. Of course it is. And if I had more time for Second Life, I would definitely be a part of it. But sadly, I have to make choices, decisions, set priorities. Life is so annoying.
Yes.
So serious. Why is life so serious? So sadly, I'm not a part of the Progeny vampire system. But if I had more time, I would love to, of course.
Yes, well, when that day comes, I cannot wait to take you into my kingdom.
With pleasure.
And I'm going to fight him because I want you to. I'm sure there's a ton of vampires that will want you. There's probably a list.
Well,
fine,
I
CraigE, you
regard
can
him
have
the
him.
best,
Fine.
And trust me, maybe
Sharing is caring.
very close. Yes, of course, sharing.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I have one last question.
Yes, ask him that. Yeah, most
Here we
important question.
go.
Here we go.
Do you like vampires?
And it's not hosted
in real life,
either.
In Second Life, in general. I mean, I'm going to actually make that a two-part question. Do you believe vampires are real? And secondly, do you like vampires?
Okay, I will answer in 2 points myself too. First, I'm a vampire, so of course I like them. And secondly, they like me too. So isn't it great? I'm a vampire, I like vampires, and vampires like me too. It's amazing, isn't it? More seriously, I have a particularity. It's that my natural sleeping rhythm is not the usual one. I have lived 15 years going to bed at around 6 a.m. in the morning and waking up in the afternoon. So yeah, staying alive during the night is natural for me. It's just the way nature made me. And then I talked about it with my friend Ming. When I was a kid, I had a problem of tolerance with the sun. It's okay now. Now it's fixed. But I have a very pale skin actually, so I was very sensible to the sun and getting some sunburn. Is that how you call it? Getting a lot of them. Just a very, very, very sensible skin and sensible eyes and all. And so I could go outside. I mean, it was okay for me. But that plus the fact that my sleep rhythm is more a night rhythm. I'm a vampire. I can tell it. Yes, and I'm proud of it. I'm very proud of it. So do I believe in vampires in that way? Yes, I do.
So do you believe that you have everlasting life as well?
Immortality.
I'm trying my best. This is why I create music. I hope that, I have developed a myth of 3 kinds of death. The first death is the death of the heart. That's for people who have given up in their life. The second death is the death of the body, when you die, when you get buried. And the third death is when no one remembers you anymore, and that's the real death. And I'm trying, actually, yes, I think that I know that seriously, I will die one day, eventually. But I want to fight that with my music. So perhaps my kids and grandkids and grandkids and the grandkids of my fans will still have my CDs, my MP3s, or whatever technology will be then, and they will listen to my music and say, oh wow, that's not bad. Perhaps, or they will say that's crap. I don't know, but as long as they can still hear me, I will still be alive. Isn't it great?
That's fantastic. I love it.
Fantastic, fine sir. And I must say, it has been a real honor to have you on the Progeny Behind the Fang podcast. And we really hope to have you here again.
Yes,
my pleasure.
It's really
It was
an
my
honor. And I'm going to hand you the famous Black Rose, and thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Ming.
And I hope everyone will check out your social websites. You have a Facebook, you have a Twitter, you have a lot of stuff, your own personal website. So please, everyone, if you haven't heard his music, take a listen. It's worth it. Thank you so much.
And also, if you want to find out where they are, just check in the description of this video. And that said,
thank you very much, Ming. Thank you very much, CraigE. Cheers, and thank you very much to everyone who listened to this podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, lords and ladies, and we are out of here.
De toute mon âme là-bas, tu es parti sans moi, tu me manques. Je suis seul sans toi et mon cœur est une pluie de larmes, la douleur qui déchire mon âme, je la perds. Je ne me souviens pas et ton cœur s'en va et mon cœur ne se souvient pas là-bas. Là-bas, là-bas, je ne suis pas avec toi. Là-bas, je ne vais pas sans toi. C'est la nuit qui pleure tout bas. Les étoiles qui se cachent de moi. Le soleil qui ne se lève pas. Et ton cœur est là. Et mon cœur ne se souvient pas. Là-bas, là-bas, là-bas.